Hello, everybody. So, this is the first Patreon live stream of May. It's May 8th or 9th almost. We're 10:30 p.m. here in Tokyo. And you can also chat here, but I'm going to be using both this, hold on a second, the YouTube video. I think we're unlisted on this one. YouTube. And I'm going to go through some of the questions that you asked. How's the quality, Jim? How are we doing with the quality? Looks good? If it starts looking bad, just let me know, okay? So I can see on this. But I'm going to be looking also on this because if I put the camera here and I have a wide-angle lens, you can see. It's hard for me to read this. Quality is okay. We get the okay from Jim. Thank you very much. I'm using the house Wi-Fi, which has been a little bit spotty. Since I moved, the Wi-Fi has been in this location, and which is weird because I'm in central Tokyo. So I got the Patreon going on right here. So we have, I'll be able to answer your questions for the first 5 minutes or so. Then I'm going to turn my attention to Skype. I have Skype already queued up, and I'm going from invisible to active. So that's something big here. So I've now turned to active. Uh-oh. Can you hear that? Sounds like a baby's crying. I hope I didn't cause that. Well, new neighbors, right? And the other thing I'm going to do is go to the YouTube page. So I'm going to click on, where is it here? YouTube. There we go. And we can watch here. I think there's a delay of about five seconds about. So I go to my channel here. Videos. Oh wait, I think you can watch it up here. And here we go. There we go. There it is. So now we are really live, and I can see your chats here on this side here. Samantha, not working here. Now it does. All right. I thought this was my net for a second. That's from Leonie Pitts. Oh, there you go. Okay. Two otakus here. Konbanwa. So it looks like Joanne's here. Hi and good afternoon from sunny London. Joanne, I really apologize because I know how hard it is in London to watch at like 4 a.m. and I don't know how you do it, but we both appreciate it. And I would say both because she's not here. She's actually asleep in the other room. So she went to bed a little early. And I'll just, do this and go to bed. Actually, after this, before I get started with the questions, I was going to do another live stream on the Only in Japan Go channel, but I think I'm going to cancel that because all day tomorrow we have 4 live streams tomorrow. This is something I think I want to tell you. A programming note, I've already created 4 URLs for 4 live streams, and at the end of this I'm going to put it in Patreon so you have a schedule. So tomorrow starting at 11:30, hold on a second, 1:30 p.m. Japan time, which is 12:30 lunch, which is 12:30 at, 10:30 at night in New York. We're going to start the first live stream, which is a tonkatsu restaurant, which is awesome, in a secret gourmet neighborhood in Shinjuku. And I'll put the listing in the schedule here on Patreon, so the supporters, you guys can see that first and very clearly see. But the URLs are already publicly available, so you can set a reminder by pushing it, and you will get a reminder, I think, 30 minutes before the live stream starts. And that will help make sure you don't miss it, because not everybody gets the notifications, I know. Although YouTube is always getting better at that. Okay. So let's go through some of the questions really quickly that we have from you. Okay. Live stream question and answer. Leave me the questions. Okay, good. Wow, 22. All right, let's do this real. Let me move this screen a little closer. Hi, how you doing? Lee Edwards, John, I have a quick question. Just visiting Japan in 7 days. Oh, that's really soon. I have made 3 friends in Japan while trying to learn Japanese. I plan to meet all 3 of them. My question is, what gifts do you think would be appreciated from the UK? In Japan, um, people don't like big gifts, first of all. Second of all, people kind of appreciate food. So if you have something in a nice box that looks good, here, let me show you a gift that I got, just as an example, okay? This is so cool. And I don't know if you can get the same one, but I got this from somebody. She knows who it is. And this is so cool. Anything that comes in a really neat, like, packaging, Japanese really love it. Some delicious foods, maybe not from the supermarket, but usually you can find this stuff at the airport, even if it's just a little box. I'm going to put this right here. Even if it's just the box looks pretty, people just want to feel a little bit of where you're from. And you can share that with food, like snack foods. 3 reasons why. Should I go 3 reasons? 2 reasons. One reason why food is good is because it's consumed, and once it's gone, they don't have to. They don't have to put something somewhere. You know, you can share it with food. You eat it, it's gone, and I like that too. What you really want to do is just bring a little bit from your home and make them feel it. And in Japan, food is a very good way to do that. I recommend that. You can usually get it at the airport. But if you have a special place like Trader Joe's in the U.S. is good. I like those, rosemary almonds and stuff like this is really good. I like that. So Lee Edwards, congratulations on the marriage. Thank you very much, Lee. Eric, hey John, do you have hockey in Japan like NHL? That's easy. No. In the States, just curious. I don't think so, but if you come here, they might have, some universities might have it. But it's not like televised, or there's no professional leagues that I know of for for hockey. Although, according to Terrace House, which is a drama on Netflix, there are some leagues, but they're not really popular. Most of them are like in Nagano, where the Olympics took place. There's a little bit of following, but it's not really a sport that people take up here. Keith, Hikaru Katayama. No, that's when I have the mandatory training at work. I'm so sorry, Keith. And I actually wanted to talk to you, Keith, um, about that. Keith wants to send a package, and we've been trying to find a way to do that. My wife is very, and I can understand that. Like, we don't want to give out the address. I was okay to do that because I lived alone. Now I don't. So what I have is, there's no post office boxes, PO boxes in Japan. It makes it even more complicated. I found out though, you can order stuff on Amazon and you can send it to a convenience store. And if you give the code, I can pick it up there. However, we learned, Hikaru and I, that if the item is too big, you can't do that. So unfortunately, we're looking for another option. And my friend's office, Shingo, who was in I think 2 episodes of Only in Japan, he said to send it there, and he's kind of a partner of mine. Like, he helps me a lot with his company, helps a lot with Only in Japan, like with cameramen sometimes. Most of the time it's just me, but I appreciate the help, and he offered his address, so you can send it there. Vaughn, that Von chick. We love Peter. I will try to stay awake. My question is, John, can you answer this as well? What is the weirdest habits make you think, is he human? You can't use no comment as an answer. I would never do that. Brooke suggested to morph it into, what are the weirdest habits in the mind of Japanese folks? I don't know. I've been finding, you know what's really weird? I'm trying to process this. Can you answer this as well? What is the weirdest habits that make you think, like, of Japanese people? Is this what you mean? Or are you talking about, like, my wife? Is she? For in Japan, I noticed that people, just the weirdest habit is some people will read, like, naked on manga on the trains, and there'll be like kids around, and it's just like reading it, and then you can see like drawings of naked women, or some kind of act, and they're openly reading it on a public place, and that was really weird considering how traditional Japan is. To see that, it's like, what? Or just on the train, I've seen too many people like picking their noses on the train and then eating it. I don't know why. I've never done that. I don't know why you would eat it, but I've been watching the people across from me because I'm trying to stop using my smartphone as so much, and I keep seeing people eating it, and I don't know if that's normal. I don't know. If you're hungry, eat something normal, like food. That's not food. These are things just coming off the top of my head because I've witnessed them lately. Maybe you could move up the question is, what are the weirdest habits? Habits in Japan. What other habits are there? Um, oh gosh, I don't know if I can't, nothing weird comes off the top of my mind right now, but you know what? I'm going to keep this in my mind, and if something comes to me, I will let you know. Um, I see some chats coming in. I apologize for not getting to them. Judy Fong, thanks for introducing your wife to your supporter. She's very charismatic. I initially saw Kanai in Takaragawa Onsen. Judy has a good memory. Judy remembers the Takaragawa Onsen episode. That's the bath, the Naked Truth, bath time in Japan exposed or something. I think that was the name of it. The Naked Truth. Yeah, public bathing exposed. The Naked Truth. Yes, that's Kanai was in that episode at the end. And Judy, you win a prize, like best memory of any viewer, because that's pretty incredible that you remember that. So yes, she threw a snowball at the camera at the end. Very nice. Santosh, John, it was great to see you and Kanai yesterday's stream, and I'm very happy for both of you. Thank you. I recently did a last-minute trip to Japan for the first time and wanted to let you know that your videos came in real handy. Good. Especially the Hirosaki cherry blossoms. Yes. I was in the back of my mind going, just jump on a train and go to Hirosaki and see those blossoms again and see that motorcycle rider. But I didn't do it because I've been pretty. I think the day I was there, I was also getting like having a wedding and stuff like that. So I couldn't have gone, but I really wanted to go. And to see the the Sento video, that was a good one. That's one of my favorite videos, that Sento video that I made in January. I have a simple question. I noticed a number of young couples holding hands in all the places I visited, seeming like they have a great time. More so than in Melbourne, in my opinion. And the guys were not really macho, very tall, very handsome, and yet they seemed to be hanging out with very cute, hot-looking girls. So I wanted to know if it's very easy to get dates from Japanese girls. So Santosh, are you talking about like foreign guys, or are you talking about Japanese guys? Young couples. So is it easy to date Japanese girls? All right. So there's something called a sosoku keidanshi. Sosoku keidanshi means like grass-eating guys. Sosoku like grass. Okay, and they being so the burly strong dudes here are great in the West. They're not so good in Asia, and I'm talking about Korea, Japan, China, Taiwan. For younger people in their 20s, the more you look non-confrontational and the more you look macho, the better it is for girls right now in this generation. I don't know why. It's just the way that this younger generation sees things. So the macho guy who smokes cigarettes and is tough is not seen as that attractive as the guy who can't shave at all and has no muscle tone and has very, very light skin and very soft and speaks like this. That's attractive to Japanese girls. I don't know why, but it is. And is it easy? It's not easy. People are conservative and they probably go out on many, many dates before they start a relationship. And if it is easy, Santosh, she probably does not respect you and she's probably just using you, or it's not serious. Because I remember when I was teaching English, I met a lot of girls in their 20s because the other teachers at the Japanese schools were 90% women, 95% women in their 20s. And they all had like boyfriends, several of them. Many of them were dating married men. And I said, how could you do this? And their answer was, because we're young. So being young is a chance for you to experiment. It doesn't mean, and this is not all people, but it's a chance for people to experiment, and it's an excuse to make mistakes. So younger people are more promiscuous. Is that a good thing? No, but it's like that everywhere. So I mean, it's not. I'm not telling you anything that you probably don't already know. That's from my experience, like from 20 years ago when I was teaching. So, um, grain of salt. I don't know what the situation is these days. So, but it's a good question, Samantha. Hello, Johnny Kanai. Hello, Samantha. I really liked the way Kanai danced in your last live stream. Here's the very first question for you too. What is the name of the music that you have taken for your dance? That music was purchased from a royalty-free website that I paid for, and I'm allowed to use it on my videos. But if somebody takes it and uses it in their videos, they get flagged for it because I've registered my YouTube channels with that music. I don't know what it's called. It has just a number, but it's a company that I get it in Japan that makes Japanese music for use in videos, and they're really good at it. And all of the Only in Japan music that's Japanese based comes from this same company. And I'm not going to give them a plug. Samantha, oh bummer. Yeah, I'm not going to give them a plug because that would be, I don't know. I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to sell the music. But if I can get the name of the song, I'll see. I think there must be a Japanese name to it. I'll check into that, Samantha. Gordon, when speaking Japanese, have you got any tips on whether to use wa or ga? It's so confusing. It is. I kind of don't even think about it anymore. It's just something that you've get used to the pattern. Just like in English, we don't think about what we're going to say before that. But it's good to think about it a little bit to get used to it. You use ga with most frequently with arimasu. Aru is the verb to have, and you always use ga arimasu. That's one thing. This is the one thing you can get used to right now is like, do you have it? それがありますか? I think ga and aru kind of go together. And well, that's not true. Hold on. Oh, dekiru, 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 dekiru. Kanai? がとはなんかちょっとみんな困惑してる。いつが使う？いつは使うの？ I got a teacher right here. So みんながとはね、なんか使い方よくわからないからがあるでしょ？があるでしょ？ She can't even explain it. I'm telling you right now. いつもがあるでしょ？ができる。When you use できる is can. So ができる。なんとかができるだと、ちょっとポジティブ。だけどなんとかは She doesn't know. なんとかはができるだと、なんかそれだけはできるみたいな。ちょっとちょっとネガティブ。Okay. She doesn't know. 説明しにくいじゃん。わかりにくいじゃん。でもそうだよ。なんとかはできるだと、なんとかはできるだといっぱいあって、それだけはできる。でもなんとかができるだと、たくさんの中でそれができる。I just know because I use it a lot. Her explanation was so hard to understand. It's not her fault. If you ask just normal people, they're like, huh? Grammar? I don't know the rules. But you just kind of use it and then you get used to it. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. There's a rule. Sorry. She apologized too. I got a sorry. Alright. You can go back to sleep. I'm sorry. She can't not be, I mean, she's just right there. I can just, it's 10:30. I mean, come on. It's a good question. Jwata Takashi, and I always say it's a good question because it's you guys. There might be some bad questions, who knows. Where are you going for your honeymoon? May I suggest Hawaii? Hawaii was on the list. It was a finalist. I'm not going to reveal the location, but you know what? I could. So I'm pretty sure, we're not really sure, it's up for debate, but Bali is high on the list because Peter for better or for worse, planted a seed in Kanai's head. And that little seed was, oh, you gotta go to Bali. This all started like at the wedding because he was the MC. So he planted the seed in Kanai's head. And over time, like 2 weeks, that seed has now grown into like, when are we going to Bali? Oh, I have to get my passport to go to Bali. Now all I hear is Bali. So I'm pretty sure it just looks like Bali. So, but Hawaii, I've never been to Hawaii, so as an American, I really want to go to Hawaii. Actually, that was one of the places where on a honeymoon I'd like to go because I'm American. And that's like a reason to go, but we'll see. We're not done with the decision yet, because tickets. It's not done until you got the tickets in your hands. Santosh, sorry I'm getting greedy. Is my second question, but answer the time. Answer if you have time. I'll make some time. I noticed many Japanese interact with customers say kudasai or arigato multiple times. Is that because they've I think it's out of appreciation, and it's the last thing they want you to hear. I don't think they maybe kudasai that much, but they will say arigato multiple times, and I know arigato gozaimasu. Hai, arigato. Arigato. It's like the last thing you hear. They want it to be something thankful. And when you buy expensive items, or quite often at the store in Japan, after they get it, they don't just hand it to you here. They will walk around the desk and hand it to you and then see you to the door. Okay? And when they see you to the door, they'll wait until you're out of sight, then they'll bow, and then they'll go back in the store, because it's just showing the ultimate respect and giving you the time until you're completely gone. That's when you buy a kimono or something expensive. They will literally stand here on the street, and you could walk a kilometer until they cannot see you. They will not go back into the store and go back. That's just the way you show respect to the customer. So I don't know exactly why. Kanai, nande mise de スタッフはありがとうありがとう何回なんか1回じゃなくてなんか何回言うなんで
なんかいっぱい言ったら嬉しい
So if you say it many times, perhaps you will be happy. She doesn't know. Okay, ありがとうありがとうありがとうありがとうありがとうありがとうThat's funny. She's laughing. All right, Phil has the last question for the comment section on Patreon. Hey Phil, hi John. Thank you for the great introduction to Kanai. You're welcome. She says you're welcome. She's so sweet and dances beautifully. Hey, Phil says you dance beautifully.
What?
Phil said you dance beautifully.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you guys make a lovely couple. Now, question. Is it hard to text on your phone in kanji? No, it's not. I was looking at someone texting on the train. It looked very complex. No, it's very easy. You know why? Because when you're texting, maybe this is a good Only Japan Go episode. When you're texting, as you're putting in the hiragana, the Japanese characters will be suggested to you, and you can just push the one that you recognize. So you don't actually have to write it. It automatically comes up, and you just pick the one. Like this. And the workflow, and you can just swipe like this, and you pick the one that you want, pick the one that comes up, pick the one that comes up, and sometimes they're in sequence. And people in Japan move just as fast as we are going like this, right? So it looks complicated. I guarantee you, it's very like robotic inside the mind, like it is with us with our keyboards on our phones. In fact, because one character has like multiple Roman letters, they probably can type a little bit faster. And Japanese books are a lot thinner because one character can take the place of like 3 Roman letters, so it's sometimes a third the size of a Western book. It's kind of interesting. They should put pictures in them. I wish they put pictures in them. All right, good. So those are some fantastic questions. Looks like we had some more in the other stream. To Otaku a little bit early, Brita and Heiko. Thank you very much for saying hi at the live stream. We always see, because it's not just It's not just one person. It's Brita and Heiko. So we always get the two of them together. What is the quality of drinking water in Japan? It's not bad. In the cities, it tastes a little chlorine-ish, and we get filtered water, but you can drink it. You won't get sick. Um, is there a risk of getting sick while eating street food? I've gotten sick eating ramen. Don't go to ramen shops that don't have a lot of people going there. If there's a line, that means that they're using fresh ingredients. Ramen shops are hit and miss. I've had more problems eating ramen than any other food because sometimes it's not clean, sometimes the recipe's wrong, sometimes they're beginners. You just don't know because we're outsiders. Recently, I'm fine because I know where to go. But if you don't know the shop, be very suspicious if there's no customers in there, unless it's like between hours. Then there's never any customers like at 3 p.m. But if you're at lunchtime and there's nobody in there, stay away. There should be somebody in it, or else it's not good. It's a good question. Rick, I'm always gonna say it's a good question. Rick, since a lot of people, since a lot of your video reports are about Tokyo, maybe you could explain to people visiting for the first time how almost everything is accessible with a short walk from the subway or train. You know, my friends at a website called tokyochipo.com did a chart to show you the approximate walking times between the stations. And you know, you don't have to go to the station. This is really good. I think this would be a great episode. You don't have to go to the station like Harajuku Station. You don't have to go to Harajuku Station. You can go to Omotesando Station. You can go to Shibuya Station. You can go to like 5 other stations and walk there in 10 minutes. So I think this is a really, really good topic, Rick. So thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, Shinjuku was to Yoyogi Station. They're like 1 minute away, really. Um, James Carl Aaron. Hello, John. Hello. We really enjoy your videos since we discovered them in 2015. Whoa. You mentioned meeting Kanai in New York during her dance scholarship. Yes. I'm sorry if I missed you saying this, but what brought you to New York so that you could meet her? Family. I go back to the United States maybe once, like maybe twice, maybe once every 2 years for Christmas, because that's when my American family. I have family in India as well, but I know my family in America the most because I grew up with them, and that on Christmas Day we have a family party where everybody comes together, and I think once every 2 years is at least every year if I can. Once every 2 years, I like to go back, and that was that year. And I went back in 2017, which was 2 years because they said 15, right? And 13 and 11. I try to go back as much as I can, especially now because my parents are getting older. I think it's good to go back more. You can kind of sense it uh, that you know we want to see them as much as you can now. And I live pretty far away, so 14 hours on an airplane to New York. That's not, you know, I can't go home that often. It's a good question, of course. James, good. Brandon, John, I wish I could stay up and watch the stream, but I will go live 4 a.m. Hawaii time. If you had a few hours layover in Kansai Haneda, what is there to do in the airport? Interesting. Or a longer layover, what could you do with 8 to 12 hours? 8 to 12 hours is enough time to go into the city and do something and come back, actually. So that's pretty interesting. If if you had a few hours, Kansai Airport's pretty cool, but it's also not. It's too far away. Same with Narita. It's too far away to go into the city. So, um, what can you do? It depends on the time because if you're in the middle of the night, there's not much to do in the airport at all. There's a couple of convenience stores. There's gachapon, which I showed in a live stream that you can do at the airport. But in Japan, things are not really 24 hours. One of the complaints, actually, I think it was Amanda who said that why does everything open at 10 a.m.? Why not earlier? And that's just the way Japan works. Why do bakeries start making baked goods at 11 a.m. when I want baked goods at 7 a.m. for breakfast? I don't know. But we're asking these questions as Westerners because that's the way we think, but Japanese eat baked stuff for lunch. They don't eat bakery stuff for breakfast because they have rice and eggs and natto and their own Japanese breakfast. So it's just a different way to work. Oh, he's got another one here. Edward and Hila. Thanks, John. Thanks for doing a live stream. You're welcome. Can't wait to talk to you. Questions about your wife. How long are you guys together, and how do you deal with the distance when you're gone for long trips? This is from Hila. It's not easy. When I did the hitchhiking trip last year, it was hard, but I'm in constant contact. Like, I had this phone, and she knew where I was because I was also live streaming, and she was watching. Both on Facebook Live, because I was doing a couple of Facebook Lives, and here. So she knew where I was, and I would just... We have in Japan, outside of Japan, people use the app called WhatsApp. I don't know, because I don't even have it on my phone. But in Japan, we use Line, L-I-N-E. And through Line, you just can send text messages and stuff, or I can call for free. So I was always in constant interaction, and... yeah, you know, it was just kind of understood. She's quite busy with her work then, and it was understood that, you know, I gotta go on this trip, I'll be back. And yeah, it was okay. If we had kids, it would be different, I think, because then you have more responsibilities. But right now, I can kind of do these trips and not have any problem because this is what I do. It's understood. But I try to keep them short. I don't stay longer than I need to. And if I do, maybe it's just one day. I try to come back as fast as I can because I gotta edit the videos. Yeah. All right. So let's take some Skype calls. Yeah. If you don't have the Skype address, I approved about 4 or 5 people. Seth, Heinrich, and Jim in here. Let's see here. Let me just check the messages. Okay, Wang Wei Hong. Okay, so I think it's only in Japan _3. I'm sending this to you right now, Wang. So that you should be able to find me with this. Yeah. And I'll see if I can get you on here. So now before we start the Skype calls, because I'm already 30 minutes into this. I want to keep it just sort of short because sometimes we end up talking for like 30-40 minutes. So let's try to keep them short. But I know if Jim calls, it's gonna be a tough one. I know it's close. So if you want to, you can just call me anytime. And Jim is standing by. Let's give Jim the first call. Uh-oh. Jim's not there. How do I shut off the call? How do I turn the call off? Sorry. I don't know how to turn the call off. Skype's weird. Okay. Hey, Hila. See here. Hey, when can I call? I'll call you. That was fast. Wait! Jim!
Yeah.
I was calling Hila and you came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it said you were unavailable.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm available.
Hey, so this is Jim. And
okay, I'm here.
And Jim, you can see my new apartment a little bit. It's still I'm still unpacking, but it's a different view than before, right?
Well, I can't see you. I can only hear
you.
you.
Okay. That's weird. How about now?
Nope. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, we're having a Skype moment then. Sometimes. Oh yeah, I see that. Just the logo's coming up. All right. Well, you can you see me on the screen on the YouTube, or just hear me?
Yeah, I can see you on the screen with the delay. It's about a 5-second delay or so.
That's what I thought. 5 seconds. Okay. All right. What's your really short question?
If you could go anywhere in the world with your wife, and money is no object whatsoever. So let's say you have an unlimited amount of money to go absolutely any place for as long as you would want to.
Yes.
Where would you go to?
Now we're talking. I would leave this solar system, actually. Is that a possibility? Because one of her favorite movies is Interstellar, or anything where you go in a spaceship and you're in like space. Kanai really loves that, and I would love to go into space. I think it'd be fun for like a week or something. Then it would get pretty boring. But yeah, I don't know. Saturn seems nice. They get a lot of rings there and some good moons. Um, on Earth, though, I would like to go. I would love to go see an okapi in the wild. I don't think that would be cheap. So safari to see okapi, and I would bring him with me to see his family. Even though, although he's made in China, if you look at the label, but the other place would be to Antarctica and the south of Argentina. I would really love to go see the penguins and go see Antarctica. That's the one continent I haven't been to yet, and it's one of the hardest to go to. I guess you have to take a boat to get there, but it's definitely like if I had the cash, I would do it. How about you, Jim? You didn't think I'd be throwing it right back at you, huh?
But let's say, if I could go anywhere in the world, right now, I would definitely love to go to Japan.
Yes.
Definitely.
Good answer. I'd answer Japan, but I'm already there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that you can make it, and somehow we're gonna find a way to do that. Okay. So.
Yeah, it might take me some time to be able to make that happen, but I think eventually I will.
How about like a Kickstarter? Bring Jim to Japan Kickstarter. That might work. Would that help?
Well, I suppose it would, but I don't know if I would go so far as to ask for something like that.
No, you're not asking. I would be asking in your favor. So,
Um,
in that case, maybe
yeah,
we
that
can
seems
make
to be
this
a
a
little
reality.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, it's not just me, really appreciate all of the help that you give to the channel through moderating um, and I know I really appreciate it. I bet you through asking people to join Patreon, you pretty much paid for a ticket, I think. So we're gonna find a way, one way or another, to bring you here to Japan. At least to help out the costs and put you up here, because I think that'd be pretty cool for you to make it over. Nosh is coming here in July.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm hoping me and Peter would be able to meet up with Nosh, and that would be a lot of fun, and we'd see you on the other side, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if Jim was here. But we'll find a way. I'm not going anywhere, Jim, by the way. I'm going to be for years and years, so uh, we will see you in Japan, all of us, sometime soon, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it might take me a little bit of time to be able to make that happen, but eventually I will.
You have your passport, right?
Um, Not quite yet. I'd have to work on that and get that. But,
Step one, passport.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks for the question. I actually like that one. That was not too deep. Although deep space is deep, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have to run off to work anyway, so I'm gonna have to take on off.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
All right. You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Quality of call? Pretty good. I'll give them 4 stars. Send. All right. So I'm always happy to talk with Jim. Jim's always the first call. Usually Jim's questions are so deep, I have to rattle my brain deep to the back of it to come up with feelings that I once had as a child. But today's question by Jim is pretty good, because space would be really, really awesome to go to. Hila? Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I have to cancel the other stream. There might be people on there. I have two cell phones. One of them is for streaming, the other one is for phone calls. I separate it so I don't get phone calls while I'm streaming. And that it can be real. I knew from experience that if you get phone calls while you're streaming, it messes up the stream. So you want to have 2 phones. I'm going to actually cancel the other Q&A and move that to the next day. And I'm sorry, because I think we're going a little bit long with this one as usual. I should have anticipated that. but right now there's already 71 people. Oh my. Look, it's counting down here. I'm supposed to meet with them in 26 seconds. They're gonna hate it when I go and edit the time to 5 more minutes. To 25. Oh my. There's 74 people, so I have to go and do something with them. But first we're gonna take a couple more phone calls. Hila. So, and Heinrich, I want to talk with you, and Seth as well. So I'm gonna accept that one. Seth, if you're online, I would love to talk with you. And Hila, let's give Hila a call. I think it's working. Sounds like we're under the sea. Sonar. Pinging back. It's going the other side of the world, maybe. It's very deep. Jim's questions. No. Okay. Ah. So Hila called me, but I missed it. I don't understand how this is not working. Do you hear me? No.
Hello?
I hear you.
Hey, do you hear me?
I can. I see a black screen. That's okay.
No, because I'm sorry about my camera isn't working.
Oh.
So
That's okay, because mine isn't either. But we can see you just fine. Yeah, we can see your black screen just fine. That's what I meant.
I just wanted to say congrats on your wedding.
Thank you. Thank you. Where are you calling from? This is the first time I think.
No. Actually, we've talked last time. It was in the summer.
Oh.
In July.
Okay.
And it was on 5 a.m. because usually I'm coming from Israel. So actually, right now it's 5 p.m. So it's very comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, this is a better time for you.
Yeah.
Now I remember now. I bet you had your camera working then, right? Now, I think if I saw you, I would know.
I just wanted to say congrats and ask you what are you preparing for the main channel, or I don't know, in general.
So the next episode, I finished streaming. This is the thumbnail for it. It should be coming out like really, really soon. It's about Japanese sandwiches, and I found that it's kind of unusual that in a country that has such amazing bento, boxed lunches, that they also have amazing sandwiches like these. I don't know if you can see it on the screen here.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I went out and I bought a bunch of sandwiches and tried them, and like there's the fruit sandwich, there's the tamago sando, there's the cheese something deep fried sando, there's the katsu sando, the croquet sando, the meatball sando. It's pretty amazing the scope of sandwiches that I'd never seen outside of Japan, so I thought that deserved its own episode. So that episode should be coming very, very shortly on the main channel. It's been a long time since I've updated that. That's what I'm working on.
It seems like you're doing more live streams nowadays, which I can catch, but mostly like 1 hour or 2 hours after you're finishing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's been a long time since I saw something on the main channel.
Yeah, I'm actually not doing more live streams. I've always done the same amount. It just seems like that because I'm not doing enough of the main channel videos. the problem and the reason why is because of the wedding and family visiting and a lot of stuff and planning for the last 2 months. I really didn't go anywhere after Hokkaido. After I went to Abashiri to see the prison, I really didn't go anywhere to make an episode, so I didn't have a lot of content. I'm going to Osaka in 2 days from now, so I'm gonna film about 4 episodes for the channel when I'm down there in Osaka and Kyoto. And I have the sandwich episode and a couple other episodes that I filmed in the meantime, but the reason why the main channel doesn't have has been less content is just because I haven't had time to go out and film them because life kind of happened. I also moved apartments, it took forever. But now that I'm settled in, I'm back into the pattern of the way things the channel's moving. So it's back to 2 times a month now. So we will have.
Oh, that's great. I mean, getting, seeing your life is also nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, you're to interesting places. It's never boring, especially for, someone who doesn't come from this culture. So even if it's just a ramen shop with Jennifer,
Yeah.
it's still interesting.
Those are things that this is the reason why the Only in Japan Go channel exists, because if I have to edit it and go on location, it takes a really long time to make one episode. With the Go channel, we just have fun, and I think that can fill in the gaps when when you're waiting for the next content. There's a reason why a live streaming channel, the Only in Japan Go channel, exists, and so far it's been really successful. Just going out and getting ramen with Jennifer, or doing something crazy with Peter, or going to Osaka and seeing Kevin. These are like really fun episodes. So, yeah, I'm really glad that I have both those channels. Although it does seem like I'm doing more live streams, but that will change soon.
No, it's okay. I mean, I guess I got married last year, and I know how hard it is to plan everything. Uh, so I can see, and even with moving apartments, it seems so hard. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of still in boxes here, but I got just about everything out where I want to, and I spent a little bit of today changing addresses too, which is kind of hard, because I know I forgot something: bank, utilities, cell phone companies, because I have 2 of them. Gosh, what else was there? City Hall. I had to go to this old City Hall to check out to go into the new City Hall, so that took an entire day. And then you know what? Actually, we're not officially married. You have to do that at City Hall. So this morning, I went to the American Embassy and I had to swear to an official at the embassy that I am on my own cognizance. I want to get married. I'm not being forced into the marriage. That was pretty interesting that I had to go and do that, and then pay $50 to the United States government to get married.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because that's a question actually that I thought about, but then I said, oh, I don't know. I mean, you went for a traditional ceremony. I saw that. I saw the quick stream.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's not officially, registered or something like that, right? I mean, it's just a ceremony. It's not like...
just a ceremony. Yeah. Yeah, basically we're still not married, although we're married in the eyes of God, but in the eyes of Japan, no. It all has to do with City Hall. A lot of young people don't even do the ceremony. They just go to City Hall, they sign some papers, and then they're married. And that's the way it works. It's as simple as that for Japanese, but because I'm not a Japanese citizen, I need a lot of documentation to enter into the book. There's this book of all Japanese and families. They're all in this one book, I guess. This is my image. And inside this book has the history of Japan and its people. And when you get married, you get entered into the book. So it's an important thing, and you have to have the documentation in order to get entered into the book.
So you have to register, I don't know, in the Japanese City Hall and also in the United States Embassy? I mean, both of them?
Yeah, I gave a document to the United States government, and I guess after we get married, then I have to go back to the embassy to say that she's my wife after I go. So I have to go to the embassy to get the documents. I have to go to City Hall, get married there, and then go back to the embassy and report it. So it's kind of everything just eats at my time. It's like piranhas in the Amazon. They keep not gnawing at your time, and hopefully we're like close to the end of this all these processes. It takes the romance out of getting married, really.
Oh, I see. I mean, in Israel, it's very interesting because I don't know how much you know Israel, but it's a very religious country.
Yeah.
You don't have any form of separation between religion and, I don't know, formal registration, I would say.
Yeah.
So because I didn't want to get married with a rabbi, I had to fly to Cyprus.
Wow.
In order to go to a city hall in Larnaca and get all the formal documentation here and to register here, because otherwise, I don't know if I just, I mean, we did a ceremony, but if I would just go with my husband to the, to our city hall to register, they would drop me. I would say like, okay, it wasn't with a rabbi, so we consider that as something.
Wow. Very different.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I wanted to do the traditional ceremony, although it has no meaning, but to me, but I think more for her. Kanai wanted to have a traditional marriage, and I think it's good for family, and her family is traditional. Although the costs are pretty high. A lot of people don't do it just because it's really expensive, but you get the money back in many ways through gifts from family members. And in Japan, you don't give wedding gifts, you give cash, which makes sense, and it pays back the wedding, and then you just sort of don't lose. Nobody ever makes a profit from a wedding. You kind of just lose a little bit, but it's getting cash is so I don't have toaster ovens and all this other stuff that we would do in the West. I just get cash as a present, and that makes it easier, I think.
Here, because people are doing like, okay, a small wedding here, it's like 100 people, 200 people. That's a small wedding. So yeah, you just get a cash, because otherwise you would just go in
a mountain of stuff that you might not need, or you'll get 10 toaster ovens or something. But yeah, cash. That's a small wedding. What's a big wedding?
Okay, we had like 25 people in our ceremony. Okay. We did it in a wine cellar.
Wow.
But it's so hard to find a place. I mean, it's just a restaurant, which is also a wine cellar, and we just came there. Look, we know it's not traditional way, but we're not traditional, and we're just bringing our closest friends.
Yeah.
We just want to do it. Is that okay with you? And then just say, okay, you can get the restaurant for 4 hours or so.
Yeah.
And we're fine with that. But because, I mean, technically speaking, you don't even have places for 25 people.
Wine cellar, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, because the smallest place is like for 100 people. So you just have to invent that yourself if you want to do something else.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for the phone call. I appreciate it, and thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next live stream.
Bye bye. Have fun.
Bye bye. Nice. Good question. Yeah. Anybody else that I missed? Seth. I can try to call Seth, but he looks like he's offline. We'll try Seth. Seth wanted to call. A second. What happened there? What just happened there? Okay. Let's try Heinrich. I don't understand why Skype. It's weird.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Whoa, you're outside.
Yes. I'm on the harbor in Kiel.
Oh, that's
Enjoying the
awesome.
nice weather.
That's so awesome. Oh, it's like daylight where you are too.
What?
It's daytime where you are.
Yes. It's 4 p.m.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks for calling, man. So, do you have a question?
Yes. It's a bit longer, but I try to make it short.
Okay.
Which ryokan,
Yeah.
which with the surrounding town in mind,
Yeah.
was the best for you to enjoy?
Wow.
Not just the ryokan itself, but the town.
Wow, that's a great question. So usually onsen are in onsen town. One of the places, Kusatsu Onsen is, I would highly recommend Kusatsu Onsen, which is nearby Tokyo. That's in, I believe it's Gunma. And it's not very far from Tokyo City, but the town itself, it doesn't just have one onsen. There's lots of little restaurants there, and it's, most people go there pretty happy. You don't have to just stay in your ryokan. You can go outside, but most people just stay in the ryokan actually. But onsen town are a lot of fun. Kurukawa Onsen in Kyushu, I highly recommend too. I think there's 13 different baths, and it looks like a little village. In the spring and in the fall, you can wear your yukata and just walk around the town. Everybody has a yukata on. It doesn't matter what hotel you're in, which is really cool. Dogo Onsen is another one that I featured on Only in Japan. And around Dogo Onsen, there's loads of cafes. There's a craft beer place that I liked across from Dogo Onsen. Everyone's in a yukata, walking around in the evening. It just feels cool to be there. So those are three places that I could recommend.
Okay. That sounds great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Maybe in my next trip in November, I will try one of them.
Oh, definitely. November, let me see here. Probably, where was it? There's a place up in Tohoku that's been getting a lot of news on the internet. In November, it might be snowing, and it's really beautiful up there. Let me see if I can find that, and I'll send it by email to you, okay?
Okay, yeah, that would be very nice. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. And congratulations to your marriage.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that was everything.
All right. Thanks, Heinrich. Thanks for calling.
Yo, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. That was awesome. He was like outside. Can I comment on first visits? Can I comment on first visits, or are you about to go? Actually, I'm about to go. Amanda. Let's see here. Wow. All right. I better do the other one. I don't know. Skype's kind of funky. Skype's kind of funky. All right, Amanda. We'll try to catch up with you next time, okay? Yeah. So this has been going on for like an hour, and there's 100 people waiting the live stream, so I better go do that one. But if you want to keep watching, you can go to the next Only in Japan live stream, which I'm going to start right now. I'm just going to do it really, really short as an introduction to a new series, but I'm going to look just like this. So I'll see you on the next live stream. I want to thank you all very much for the support. We've been at this for an hour. I usually go way longer than I wanted to. I just wanted to do 30 minutes, but it's just too much fun to talk about stuff. So I'm glad that we got some phone calls from new people, which is great, and from Heinrich mostly, because he called in July. I remember now. And if you're a Samurai supporter, then you can get my Skype address. Just ask me. Send me a direct message, and I'll get to you. And then we'll add you to the list where you can contact me through Skype when we have these live streams. Thank you very much for the support, and I will see you in the next Patreon live stream twice a month. Thank you. See you in the next one. Like right now, because I'm turning this off and going to the next one. Skype didn't come through. Oh, I'm so sorry, Amanda. Let me catch you on the next one, okay?